think I heard something recently, and it was so true. It's like comedians are the one performer where if you go see them and their material is the exact same, like the classics, the audience gets annoyed. Versus a musician, it's the opposite, where if they never play their classics, people get annoyed.
Yeah,
and they want it. The musician people, they don't want to hear the new stuff. They want to hear the old stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
that reminds me. I was
Drake
was. I saw Drake in Atlanta, and he did all like his hits one after another, and it was just like all his big hits.
You're stupid. You're so stupid.
You are right.
That
but
was-
it's actually so interesting.
That's what I told him about. I just saw
Oh, you
Drake.
saw Drake.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was kind of.
I knew that. That's why I was like, you saw Drake. I knew you saw Drake.
Yeah. He's just being an idiot.
Was it all the hits?
It was too much. Like, it was very bloated. He was trying to do so much at once, and like, he's a great performer, but there's something to be said for like, pick a set, stick to it, commit to it,
Do a thing.
leave some stuff off the table. It's like you came to this show. There's a unique night. Versus like all 40 of the shows on tour are going to be the exact same thing. Like when you did shows, was every single night the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But they didn't have.
I was expecting no.
They didn't have enough content to do anything different.
That is true. But
I have so many things I would love to go. I don't.
it progressed though. It did progress.
I don't want to keep talking about people who we don't know who aren't here. But really quick, I'll try to make this quick. One, I feel like what you're talking about is so much. I'm seeing it a lot over and over, and it's kind of like the Taylor Swift eras thing. I don't know if it was the same thing with Drake, but like she's doing these big shows where she's kind of doing every era of her career, which is cool for her because she's had such a huge career. Ed Sheeran
Has she?
did it. I think she has. Ed Sheeran. I just saw Ed Sheeran do the Mathematics tour. Same thing. Like he's doing these big things where he's trying to play everything from every era. That's cool, but at a certain point, it doesn't work for everybody. Jonas Brothers just played 3.5 hours at Yankee Stadium for 2 nights.
Yeah, dude.
I looked at the set. It's like 50 songs, 60 songs.
Crazy. Yeah. I mean, they have that though. But like at the end of the day, Rick, that's why you don't. I feel like jokes and music are two different things. You repeat the same song. You could like the song more.
Mm-hmm.
A joke, you only got maybe 2 times, and then it just kind of dies off.
That's true.
So it's like
That's true.
it's
Very
different
short
type of content.
shelf
Yes.
life.
I promise it's going to be the last time I talk about someone else that's not here.
Just
Who are you talking about that's not here?
John Mayer. So I just saw him.
You want him to be here? Is that your standard? You feel like you're
No, I
gossiping?
just don't
or
know that
something?
people are going to tune in to hear me talk about somebody else when they can
No,
go
dude,
just listen
that's
to that
my
person.
strategy.
Just go listen to him.
That's my strat, bro. I need that for the
All right.
fate. I need
Well,
you to keep
he
talking.
was just on Rick Rubin's podcast. It
Okay.
was really good.
Oh yeah.
It was excellent. But he talked about how this acoustic tour that he's been doing has been teaching him that that idea of I got to play the classics and I got to play all the hits is maybe a little overemphasized than it needs to be, because he goes out there and he thinks, oh, I got to play, whatever.
He thinks people don't know 3x5.
Right. Or he thinks they paid to come see Waiting on the World to Change. And in reality, if he doesn't play it,
See, that irks me though, because he's such a fan of music.
yeah.
So why wouldn't he know?
But he talks about the internal battle that he has. And he's
it's
been
100%
learning
internal
that
because it's also a business.
he can go out there and play 3x5 and other deep cuts, and the people are going to love it because they love him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, there is that like, there should be like the Spotify top 5 that's like you gotta play.
I do think
An
artist can get to a point in their career
Here's where
where
I'm
they
at,
don't have to.
and like this is what I actually love and hate about John Bellion is that his live stuff is completely different than the record. So I'm like, I actually like that. Sometimes I don't like the arrangement live, but like I like that because it's the same song but just done differently. So like, I mean, I wasn't at the Drake thing, but to ask, with the Drake, was it just like listening to Spotify?
It was 45 seconds of many, many, many songs.
So it's like
Really?
bop, 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 bop.
So a lot of medleys and stuff, or like
Not even.
would you not even call it a medley?
No, not medley, just smooth transition. Like, obviously the production value is so high that they can't really afford to tamper with much of it, The stage setup and like the animatronics and the props they used are all kind of like theatrical. So if you mess with one thing, he can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go play. Someone wants me to play Legend. It's like he can't.
You can't do that.
Yeah, which I think is interesting because I don't know. Music is like a living, breathing thing, kind of like what you just said about Bellion, like where he changes it. I don't know.
Well, you're a musician. A lot of people are not musicians, so a musician like us wants to see music, like the art done well.
Yeah,
and what you're saying,
musicality and things like that.
Yeah, we want to see that. And I feel like John Mayer could do that. I don't know if Drake could do that.
I'm really,
Dude, that's
I'm really
priceless.
intrigued by this, like 45 seconds of a song and then boom, just on to the next one.
Yeah,
Do you feel like that
for
was
most of them.
so do you feel like that's catering to a desire to play all the hits, or do you feel like it's catering to these people don't have an attention span that lasts
I
longer than
think
a
you're
minute?
onto something.
Because that's really sad.
Dude, it is.
I don't think it's that. I
think it
He's
might
just.
be.
he's
no,
being
I actually
confrontational.
don't.
No.
I actually don't. No. I actually don't.
Joe's on the money.
Well, I wasn't there, so maybe you're right.
Mhm.
But to me, it's like almost like an adrenaline. I guess.
Like no, go ahead.
Like an adrenaline rush. It's like, oh, that's on.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ah, that one.
Like a nostalgia dopamine hit.
Yeah.
But is it also like I mean, look, Drake seems like a great artist. You're obviously a big fan. But is there even something to the
Who was that?
I don't know. Like people just want to hear the chorus and the hook and
Kind of.
like the song doesn't have legs to play the full 4 minutes.
I think it's more the people, like what you were saying before. It's more he's a smart enough, savvy businessman to understand the state of the audience and just society at large,
But it didn't work for you.
No, don't get me wrong. It was like fantastic in a lot of
Greatest show
ways.
I've ever seen.
No. Listen. I'm in the camp where like I critique the things I love,
Sure.
So for me, I don't know. It was different. It was a different type of concert experience. I guess I haven't seen a live show like that in a little while. Of that, like a show that big in a couple of years.